Protesters of the Dakota Access Pipeline are currently in a standoff with authorities in the middle of a snowstorm. Today, law enforcement said those who remain at the protest campsite despite an evacuation order do so at their own risk. The site is growing with activists wanting to support members of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe and allies. The governor says the evacuation will help save lives in harsh winter conditions, but the tribe calls the order an attempt to cause fear. They want to protect the land and water supply they say is threatened by the pipeline. CNN's Sarah Seidner made it to the campsite just south of Bismarck, North Dakota. Can authorities force all those people to leave?
Well, they certainly want to encourage them to leave. The Army Corps of Engineers had at first said there was going to be a December 5th deadline. Then they decided that they are not going to forcibly remove people. Let me give you an idea of just how big this camp has gotten. We were here a few weeks ago. There were hundreds of people here. Now, Jake, there are certainly thousands of people. And you can see the conditions in which they are living in teepees, living in tents, living in some structures that they've put up that look far more permanent, made with wood. And what you are seeing is a resilience here and an absolute determination to be here and not leave. And so the idea from the governor that he is going to push people out and convince people to leave, that's just not happening. We've talked to several people who have said their intention is to stay put and that they are winterizing the camp. Now, just recently, Jake, I do want to mention this. We heard from the sheriff's department that they were going to cut off supplies and stop people from moving in and out of this camp starting today. But then they backtracked and said, wait a minute. There was a misunderstanding. We're not going to be doing that, enforcing that strictly, but they certainly have been encouraging people to leave this camp. The word from the camp and from the Standing Rock Sioux, or the Osheti-Shakoi, as they are known in their native language, is we're not going anywhere unless we're able to stop the Dakota Access Pipeline. Jake?
Sarah, practically speaking, construction on the pipeline, we're told, is mostly complete. At this point, can protesters stop the project from coming close to the tribe's land?
Yeah, so basically where we are is not on reservation land. We're just literally right outside reservation land. But the Osheti-Shakoi say, look, this land is treaty land and should be treated as such. And that means they have to protect the people and the water, the government and the tribe. And they say they do not want this pipeline going underneath the Missouri River. And that's what they're doing here to stop it. The pipeline is just up the road a couple of miles. And work on that pipeline has been going nonstop 7 days a week, almost 24 hours a day, although these conditions will hamper it some. But certainly they feel like they can stop this as long as they stay put.